touching the wall the entire time. So I jab, I gotta come back. I don't want to stay here and keep my stance open, right? I want to always make sure I come back. Boom, boom. All right, I'm keeping my foot against this wall to keep me in check, making sure that when I step out, I come right back. All right. Biggest thing here is when you come back, don't come back narrow. You want to always come back to that neutral stance, right? So that's what the wall is helping you do. Check. Got it? So first round, we're stepping out, check. Stepping out, check. Second round, we're gonna double it up. Step away, cross, and then back up to the wall. Jab, jab, cross, step back to the wall. All right. And you can pick up the pace. Pop, pop, pop. And you're only stepping out on the double jab. Stay in one place with the cross. All right. So first round, just the jab. Step out, bring it back. Let's go. Hit it. Now watch that step. You move that left foot. That right foot's gotta follow right. Gotta move that left foot. Right. 1, 2. Got it.
Same thing that I told them. You guys go underneath that hook, right? Fight set.
Make sure you roll to your right. Step over on that liver shot. Before you hit that liver shot, you got to give me a step to the left. Move your feet back. Step over. Small movement to that left side. Nah, he's not coming tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, Oscar Mueller, what's up, brother?
Hey, thank you. What's up? What's going on?
Not much, man. I'm glad to be here at this beautiful place you call Six Side Muay Thai.
Six Side Muay Thai in collaboration with Club Jiu-Jitsu, which is a well-known jiu-jitsu school out here. Happy to have you. Glad you made it out.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Beautiful. Totally worth the drive. Only half hour from San Pedro. Not a big deal.
Not too bad.
I can come train and get beat up here once in a while if I want.
Yeah, why not? We got a lot of newer guys out here, and you know, we're building it up.
Yeah. Oscar, man, so glad to see you again. Kind of tell me, you know, about this gym first and foremost, and then I'm going to ask you about everything else you got going on. But tell me, what made you decide to start Six Side Muay Thai and open this location?
Well, really, Six Side Muay Thai was started by my coach Paul. I mean, it's something that he had developed in his head, and then we just decided to take it to the next level. It was one of those situations where you're kind of forced into it. Not that we didn't want to. We were actually prepared to do it. We just thought it was going to happen a lot further down the line, and it happened to happen sooner than what we thought. We had a real good partnership with Clube and Mark Bradford, and it's worked out up until this point. And so we decided to do it. Why not? Let's set it up. Let's get it going.
Well, Oscar, you've been in the Muay Thai game for a minute now.
Yeah.
How long have you been in the Muay Thai game?
So I started, oh man, more than 10 years ago, I think.
More than 10 years.
10 years ago. So I got some wear.
So part of this visit is a plea from me.
Okay.
Oscar, man, we need a pro fight on the next FightersRep with Oscar Mueller, man. How's that looking?
That's actually looking like the next step, really. I mean,
wow. Okay.
There's no question, like mentally, physically, I'm there, I'm ready. The level I'm at, I train with a bunch of pro fighters already. So yeah, that's definitely the next step. So definitely something that will probably happen this next year if the circumstances.
Yeah, man. Speaking of which, how you guys kind of been holding up during this whole craziness?
We're one of the lucky few gyms that's been healthy. Our students have done a really good job of staying consistent. We jumped on Zoom the week of the whole thing when it all kicked off, and I think jumping on Zoom and kind of feeding our students some technical videos really helped us out. But we've been able to stay healthy, luckily,
Very cool. Oscar, I've asked you this before, but this is a new video. Why do you fight? What do you get out of fighting?
It's passion. It's the passion. I love it. I enjoy it. I knew from the moment that I started training that I wanted to fight, and it was something that just kept burning inside of me. And I'm probably different from a lot of fighters, and I've said this before. I don't have a need to have to fight. It's really the want to fight.
Yeah.
And as a fighter, I think you have to have that burning desire. You have to have that want. So if you don't have that want, this is not a game where you can half-ass it, or you can, you got to be all in.
For sure.
And I enjoy it.
10 years in the game, though, what does it still do for Oscar Mueller now, 10 years later?
Therapy, like I'm sure a lot of other people, this is a way, after a long day of work, or you're having a tough time at home, this is a way of like just kind of letting go and being in the moment. If you can learn to be in the moment and find that flow state consistently, you just fall in love with it.
Now it seems like you've found that moment and you found a way to stay in that moment, because, my man, you don't seem to age. Is that another aspect of this, maybe this sport, maybe staying healthy? Because, man, you look incredibly like you haven't aged at all, probably in a long time. I mean, you look like a young man still.
Yeah, listen, I think that it's a combination of things. Obviously, with Muay Thai, it's the wear and tear on the body. It's really hard on the body.
Yeah.
And what it's forced me to do is to find ways to heal, find ways to take care of myself, and forces you to take care of yourself. When everybody else is going out and wanting to party, you really don't want to do that, because you don't want to show up the next day and you're half-stepping and, something bad happens. So you want to make sure that you're consistent with that. So I would say, it's a combination of that.
Yeah, I mean, I also say that because, you fought for us, obviously, in the past. Bam Bam still tells me that's his favorite FightersRep ever.
Really?
His favorite FightersRep fight ever.
Wow, that's an honor.
And, and he's, you know who he is. And so many people call that fight between you and Wilson a classic fight. We've only been around as a promotion, a striking promotion, a year pretty much, doing shows. Obviously, this whole pandemic issue screwed us, but only a year between the first striking show and the last one, and people are already telling me that was a classic fight. So, and that was a 5-round fight.
That was a 5-rounder, like non-stop. Because of our rule set, and you kind of went through the whole thing, and it was a hell of a close fight, incredible shape. It shows what kind of incredible shape you're in. I mean, are you in that shape year-round, or is that, particularly for that fight? I'm close to it, but no, not year-round. It's hard to keep that same level of that level of pace, I guess. It's tough to do that year-round.
You went 5 rounds.
Yeah, 5.
Hard. I mean, that was a vicious 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And down to the wire. What did you do to prepare physically for that?
Well, shout out to Wilson Ha, because I knew he was working hard, and I said this in the interview. I know that he's working hard, so I got to make sure that I make every rep count, every set count. So we did a lot for that fight. I didn't miss any training sessions. I did my sprints. That was actually, I think, the last fight that I did. I go to this special place out in the Pacific Palisades where they got these hills that I sprint. But it was the last fight I think I used those hills.
Nice.
And that helped me out tremendously. You gotta have the lungs for that.
Yeah, no. When you told me your age, I was just like, holy shit, man! I need to do what this guy's doing. Besides Wilson Ha, obviously, I think there's a fight the community needs.
Yeah.
There's a fight the community needs bad.
Right.
And I think it represents so much. I'm gonna tell you, and you're gonna kind of just tell me what you think, right?
Got it.
So obviously it's you and the freight train, Abel Lada. I want to see that fight, and I think a lot of people want to see that fight. I think it represents a lot for the community because, A, you guys have a history, and it seems to be not a good history.
Yeah.
B, he's an IKF champion. Okay. But C, you have a victory over him. And then finally, and I think this one's important, man, I think it not only continues to build the level of competition here in our region, where I think is the most talented region on earth, right here in California as far as striking goes, But culturally, it's important because, man, you got the Salvadoran descent fighter going up against the Mexican descent fighter. And with all due respect, obviously, there's going to be a hell of a rivalry there, in my opinion. Kind of tell me what you think about it.
Very true. So, a couple things. I think that fight is going to be, intense. It's going to bring a lot of intensity. There's definitely a lot of love on both sides from both our ends as far as fans and family and friends. But like you said, culturally. But I think beyond that, there's other people outside of that realm that also want to see that fight just because of what's happened recently, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not trying to hype up the fight. You're not gonna catch me saying something that I don't think about.
I believe it.
I think that man says things that he does not think or does not process through, and that has nothing to do with his team. Has nothing to do with his coaches, friends, or family. All the respect to them. But when you say certain things and you think people aren't listening, but they are, and then the word gets around, it's like you got your own rep. You have your own reputation. A reputation follows you, right? And so there's people that I know that want to see that fight because they know what's going to happen. So if the train wreck is ready, I'm ready.
I would love to see that fight because he's a tough dude too. He's a tough customer.
No question.
And you're a tough customer.
Right.
And there's going to be two tough customers trying to take each other out. And there would definitely be a need. This is something I'm looking to implement in all the following shows. I always try to up the ante a little bit and try to improve it. Definitely going to have a press conference from here on out.
No question.
And a press conference with you and Abel Lara, to me, I just feel like that'll be so much entertainment.
Yeah, I think you might even get a pre-fight to the fight.
I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll have security there, and hopefully we can.
We'll see.
Oscar, you really come off as having a great passion for what you do here at Six Side. These students here definitely respect the heck out of you. Where can people kind of come and learn from Oscar Muller, a guy who's been in the game a decade now? So
we're in the West Adams area, right near the 10 freeway, La Brea, and Crenshaw, like in that area. Go to the Six Side Muay Thai website, sixsidemuaythai.com. You can also find us on Instagram, obviously, at Six Side Muay Thai. And then you can follow me as well, Oscar.O1.m. That's the O, the letter O, not the zero.
Get it right or pay the price.
That's right. Listen, I have a lot of passion for this. I think teaching is one of the things that Muay Thai has taught me that I enjoy. I truly enjoy teaching, and David Huerta said it, recently in a post. He said, a teacher is an artist too, and I believe that. I think that
post was money. I love that guy, by the way.
Yo, mad respect for that dude. So I saw that post and I'm like, oh yeah, that somebody reposted or something. I saw on a story, but I was like, oh yeah, I relate to that. I know exactly what he's saying. I connected to that instantly because I have the same passion. I really enjoy this.
Well, Oscar, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say before I let you go?
Knucklehead Nation, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow on Instagram, and obviously look us up. Come check us out. Come crack some pads with us. Have some fun, all right?
Man, I appreciate that, Oscar. You're the only one who's been thoughtful enough to do that for me. So thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, man.
Hopefully we'll see you in February, brother.
Hopefully. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it.